LFC Thunder. Shea said that you all didn't like the way you played in Atlanta the last time you had a back-to-back. How present was, maybe being able to take a step forward in that specific regard? How present was that in y'all's minds heading into the game?
Very present. We're trying to learn from all of our experiences, and we've had good outcomes out of back-to-backs and bad outcomes, and we wanted to learn from both and apply it to tonight, and I feel like we did a good job of that.
Mark's talked about the way that you've taken care of your body throughout the course of the season. What was your day like today, getting in late and getting yourself physically, mentally, emotionally prepared to give it everything today?
It was kind of going through my regular routine. Obviously, there's a little more fatigue with the travel and just playing yesterday on the road and all of that. But mentally, most of it was just kind of like getting to the point where it kind of clicked, like we played tonight. Because before this season, I've never played 2 days in a row, like an actual game 2 days in a row. So just kind of like getting used to that, I guess. And then going through all my regular preparation mentally to get ready for the game.
Chet, you said you wanted to take something from every one of your experiences. I think some people would say, like, when you win by 62, like, what can you take from it? But what could you guys take away from this?
We didn't play a perfect game. We had a lot of really good moments, but there's still things we can learn from tonight, as well as learning from outcomes. And tonight, I feel like we really did a good job of playing our brand of basketball, and when you have a good outcome, it really reinforces why you want to stick to that. Sometimes when you lose games or go through rough stretches, you can kind of stray from your identity, and it's always good to have reinforcing games to kind of remind you why you play, how you play, and I feel like tonight was one of those games.
Do you have an eye on what's behind us here, and is there anything riding on that for you?
Yeah, I was just kind of, I wasn't staring into space, I was watching the game. If I got time, if I get home soon enough, I'll catch the end of it. But no, I don't have any bets or anything.
No wagers.
No. Not a gambling guy.
Chet, on Wednesday, it looks like it'll be the first time you and Paolo match up with each other since college. What level of excitement do you have for that one, whenever you guys had like an incredible duel back when you were in Gonzaga versus Duke?
Just like, you don't want to say any other night in the NBA, but, that's what the NBA is about, playing against really good players, and he's another one of those that we've been seeing all season, and he's playing really well right now. So we got to really game plan for the Magic and get ready to play them, and do our best to come out with a win. And they're going to do the same thing. But it's always great to play against guys, not only Paulo, but my guy Jalen out there. Play against guys that you've known for a long time. It's sometimes almost more competitive, just because there's that relationship there, and it's going to be fun.
And then following up on that, you mentioned guys you played against and with for a long time. What's that sort of like to play guys in the NBA who you've played like all throughout your teenage years? Like, is that something you guys talked about, just like, oh, when we get to the NBA, we're going to play against each other, or is this all just still kind of odd to think about?
It's definitely crazy. Me and Jalen haven't played on the same court together in like 3 years in an actual game, so it's been a while. It'll definitely be exciting, and we didn't talk about playing against each other. Like the first argument, or not even argument, but first conversation I remember was me, Jalen, and another one of our buddies when we were like really young, like arguing on who had a better chance to go to the NBA. And he was really good back then, and I wasn't so good. But everybody knew I was going to be super tall, so like they were trying to say it'd be me, and I was trying to say it'd be him. And I guess we both made it, so it's pretty cool. Full circle moment for sure. It's gonna be a fun matchup.
Chet, I don't know if we saw it a ton tonight, because obviously you guys down the stretch didn't play a ton. But yesterday, Miami, we didn't really get to ask you. Just your connection with Dub was on full display. And Mark has talked at length about, all that's going into that the minutes weren't always super fruitful this year. But to get to this point with Dub, like, I'm just curious what you learned about, what he likes, what he doesn't like, what makes him tick, those sort of things to build that connection.
I mean, it wasn't perfect right away, and even if it was perfect, there are still going to be things that we had to learn from, and I feel like we did a really good job of understanding what we had to learn on, and then applying it, and we're having success right now, and that's great. But it's not an easy thing in the NBA to sustain success forever and not have any hiccups, and we're not expecting that. There's going to be more bumps down the road, so we just got to continue to learn and get better in those situations, and it's exciting to see the growth for sure, but we got a long ways to go.
And you being a lob threat isn't anything new, but I just wonder, at this level, in terms of positioning and just all the nuances that go into it, what you found works in terms of making yourself available for those sort of things.
Yeah, I mean, the way to exploit certain coverages is pretty similar from college to NBA. Obviously, different players, different level of athletes on the floor, different kind of style of game, but the principles are pretty similar. It's just kind of everybody getting on the same page and getting the reps together to kind of, like I said, learn from those situations.
You have a favorite lob thrower on this team?
No, I don't pick favorites. I appreciate them all equally.
Chet, just thinking about this Santa Clara Gonzaga game. I mean, you played against J-Dub in college. What about his play in the NBA has surprised you so far? Getting to play against him a few years ago and then to now.
I knew he was a good player before the draft. Before we ended up being teammates, he looked like a really good player when we were playing against him. So like, I'm not surprised at all by what he's doing. I see the work that he puts in, and that work is fruitful, and it'll continue to be.
You're top 10 in fan voting right now for the All-Star game, but last year you had 4 players vote for you for the All-Star game. Did you ever find out who those players were?
No. I don't know if they were. I'm assuming they were teammates, but then again, I don't know. So hopefully I get more than 4 this year.
You don't have any lead of who it could have been?
Could have been.